To all who come to this happy place, welcome. These were the words Walt Disney said on Disneyland's opening day on July 17, 1955. As we all know, the happiest place on Earth has changed a lot over the 60-plus years it's been open. It's always changing and growing. Over the years, Disneyland has had quite the story to tell, many of which even the most devoted annual pass holder may not even know. As we prepare the fairy dust to make your day more magical, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and join our wonderful notification squad. Disneyland isn't too far away from Hollywood, so it's only natural that a few Disneyland cast members became celebrities. Michelle Pfeiffer, Steve Martin, Eden Espinosa, Taye Diggs, and even Robin Williams all worked at the park. Some people took their jobs at Disneyland and turned it into a career. Oscar Martinez recently celebrated his 60th year working at the park. His first day on the job was back in 1956. Here's a Disney love story for you. Disneyland announcer Bill Rogers and Disney's California Adventure announcer Camille Dixon are married. I'm not crying, you're crying. Tourists have to eat, and the park has to provide enough resources to make sure guests don't leave to grab a bite. To give you an idea on numbers, every year there are nearly 3 million churros sold at Disneyland. That's a lot of cinnamon and sugar. Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure each have a time capsule. The one at DCA was buried in 2012 and is to be opened in 2037. The one at Disneyland was buried in 1995 and is to be opened on the park's 80th anniversary in 2035. There are around 200 cats at Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. Not only do they help with the rodent population, but they are also fixed to help with the kitty population. They are welcomed guests, much to Mickey's annoyance. There used to be a tobacco shop on Main Street when the park first opened. It closed in 1991 and was replaced with a shop called Great American Pastimes, which was later replaced with 20th Century Music Company. The Native American statue still stands in front of the shop as homage to the original tobacco shop. The iconic Disneyland ride, It's a Small World, is painted in gold leaf, which means that it's covered in real gold. We apologize if we got the song stuck in your head. There is a real human skull on Pirates of the Caribbean. It was given by the UCLA Medical Center, and you can find it in the captain's quarters on the ride. We have to wonder if Jack Sparrow approved of this. If you're ever hungry and you don't want to pay top dollar for the theme park food, you can always turn to the plants. Every plant in Tomorrowland is edible. Disney's California Adventure is built on top of Disneyland's old parking lot. While it had some rough beginnings, the park has since surged in attendance. Recently, the Paradise Pier section closed and will be revamped into Pixar Pier, and the California Screamin' Roller Coaster will be themed with The Incredibles. When Disneyland first opened, admission was just $1. That was reasonable even for 1955 prices. That's a huge jump, since today one day one park is $97 and a one-day park hopper is $147. Hear that? It's your wallet crying. While we're talking about the early days of Disneyland, Walt broke ground on July 16, 1954. That means it only took a year and a day to build Disneyland. Impressive work rate. The famous mouse ears you see all the time are the most popular souvenir in park history. Mickey's original name was supposed to be Mortimer, but Walt's wife thought the name was too pretentious, so she suggested Mickey. We know which name stuck. At Disney's California Adventure, there's a place called Mortimer's Market, which pays homage to the original name. Walt had his own private apartment above the fire station on Main Street. Today, there is a light that shines in the window, which symbolizes Walt's ever-continuing presence in the park, as well as making his dream into a reality. You've probably read that the purple and orange teacups are the fastest teacups in the Mad Tea Party ride. However, according to cast members, it's just a rumor. The ride was modified in 2004 and 2005, so if there was any truth to the rumor, it's been defunct for over a decade. Most people are familiar with the fact that there's a basketball court inside the Matterhorn, but did you know that the Yeti that attacks riders is named Harold? Such an unassuming and vanilla name. You'll never see a cast member walking down the street in their costume. Cast members park in a special lot where a shuttle takes them to a restricted area where they change into their costumes. Each park has a theme and each costume has a story to tell. To wear the costume outside of the park would ruin the magic. The iconic monorail at Disneyland opened in 1959, and it was the first monorail to operate daily in the Western Hemisphere. You might have noticed that the water in Disneyland has a weird green-brown hue to it. That is done intentionally to hide the tracks on Disneyland's water-based rides. Until the year 2000, Disneyland wouldn't allow their male employees to have facial hair. This was because at the time Disneyland opened and a few decades after, having facial hair had a certain stigma to it. Of course, society has changed its opinion on facial hair and Disney now allows it. If you've ever been on the Haunted Mansion and thought that the voice of the ghost host sounds a lot like the guy who sings "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch," you're right. Thurl Ravenscroft provided his voice talent to several Disney projects, including the Haunted Mansion. Being a Disneyland cast member comes with lots of rules. Your hair must be neat, your nails must be trimmed, and no nail polish except for neutral colors. If you're playing a character, you can't admit it publicly and can only mention you are that character's friend. If you're a performer, well, you better hit those marks exactly or you might get in trouble. While there was a time that the drawbridge on Sleeping Beauty's iconic castle could open and close, it doesn't do that anymore. In 2014, permanent railings were installed. Tell us your awesome Disneyland facts. We're all ears. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our awesome channel and give this video a like. We hope we made your day just a little bit more magical. See you next time.